What's up and welcome to One Oak Mentoring, the #1 virtual mentoring service of all times, man, that has ever been thought of, right? In the universe, in the world, in the galaxy. Y'all get up on the galaxy, right? I actually don't know what's bigger, the galaxy or the universe, but anyway, how y'all guys doing today, man? I'm having a pretty good day. Today, man, we're gonna be doing another installment of Group Home Tales. You know, group home tales is like, little small stories, that I encountered while I was in the group home, right? Today is a really important and vital story that could have changed my life. It's called The Green Blur. I know that sounds like a crazy title, right? The Green Blur. Like, what kind of, that don't even make no sense, right? So, all right, here's the story. So, one day, we're at the group home, having a great day, man. We just sitting around, chilling, looking at TV, living the group home life, man. It's a wonderful life to live, right? So, we just chilling, man. And, I get up and I go to the restroom, right? Now, there's a staff still in there, so I don't want y'all to think I'm just out here leaving these kids out, by themselves and stuff like that, right? I'm way more professional than that, right? So, anyway, man, I come back from the restroom and, the remote to the TV is gone. Now let me just break that down for y'all, right? Now there was like a rule they just had put in place around that times, like only staff is allowed to have the remote, right? They was like real adamant about this, man. It was like all kind of stuff in the book, man, like make sure they don't have the remote. I guess because, if a kid has a remote, they might feel like, they're in more control, or what they want to watch is what's gonna be watched, right? So, all right, so I come back and I sit down. And I'm looking for the remote. Hey, what happened to the remote? So I'm looking around. Nobody ain't saying nothing. And there's this one kid, man. He was kind of like a bigger kid. Well, not gonna say bigger, man. He was big. He was probably about 6'2". I'm gonna give him that 6'2", right? So he might have been like, who knows, man. He's just like I'm trying to be very mindful with my words, man. But he wasn't like a muscular big, man, So y'all can make your own assumption off that, man. But he was probably like 280, something like that, Not muscle, but you know what that means if it's 280, not muscle, right? So anyway, this kid is over there, and when I'm asking, like, what happened to the remote, he's over there kind of like giggling, like, making it obvious, that, he's the one that got it, right? So I'm like, I called his name. I don't put names and stuff in there. So I called his name. Hey, man, you got the remote? Nope. Now, as group home workers, man, we all get frustrated at times, man. Nobody's perfect. Not even One Oak. I'm not even perfect, right? So I know y'all find that hard to believe, but, it's true, right? I'm not perfect. So I'm sitting there, man, and I'm like, come on, man, let's give him that remote. He's still laughing. I ain't got it, right? So then he pulls it out, right? So I'm like, all right, man, bring it to me, right? And so he wouldn't get up and bring it to me, right? So I went over there to get it, and he like, he's sitting down, but he like tucked it again and started laughing, like, right? So I just go back to my seat, man. I'm frustrated, right? So I'm trying to think about, I don't think it was anything I said. I think it was like the tone in which I said it. So I'm trying to think like, what exactly did I say? It was something like, I just showed that I was frustrated. But man, kids tripping or something like that. That probably wasn't even what I said, But I just expressed my frustration, right, to a certain degree. I was just like, man, y'all be playing too much, right? I probably said something like that. That sounds a little bit more cool, like something I would actually say, right? Man, y'all playing too much, right? So, when I said that, it kind of escalated him a little bit, right? Because, he wasn't escalated just yet, right? So, he's still sitting there, and he thinking it's cool, he thinking it's funny, and stuff, that I'm frustrated, right? So I just pick up the book, right, and I act like I'm writing, right? Now, I manipulated him, which I probably shouldn't have did, or I probably should have. I wanted him to think I was writing him up, right? But I didn't say, hey, I'm writing you up. I just opened up my notebook and started writing, right? Master manipulator, right? So I'm just jotting. I'm just acting like I'm jotting. I'm not bothered. So he like, oh, so you gonna write me the F up? You gonna write me the F up? And I just looked at him like, nah, I'm just writing, man. So I go back to writing, right? You know, when people play little mind games with me, I can't help myself. I got to get them back, right? So playing little mind games, right? So I'm just acting like I'm really not even writing, you know what I'm saying? So here's where we come from, the green blur, right? So as I'm writing, you know, I just see nothing but green blur, right? I see nothing but lime green for like a split second. Now y'all thinking lime green, like, what happened, man? I mean, were you on some type of medication that day, or what was going on? A green blur? So let me put this back in the time frame, right? So when I'm seeing this green blur, it's just out the blue, right? I just see a green blur, and then I hear something drop on the ground. So now I'm talking, now the time frame we talking split seconds and seconds, right? So I see it drop on the ground. So what was that green blur, right? If any of y'all are familiar with Xbox 360 or anything like that, you would know, like, when they got a game, like, I guess like the outside, like it's like a lime green, like no matter what the game is, like a lime green, right? So I gathered in about 2 seconds, this kid took a Xbox game, like not the game, but the case, and chucked it at me, right? And I'm talking about he chucked it because it was just a green blur. I just seen this, I mean, literally, man, right, just like that, man. That's why I believe in God, because if that thing had hit me, man, I can't honestly say I would even really be making these videos today, man. Not trying to insinuate anything, you know. But when it hit the ground, I realized in 2 seconds, this kid just threw a game at me, right? I grabbed my book, closed it, set it down, right? Walked over to him very professionally, eloquently, gently, and you know, the staff that was with me, you know, we got him in a professional, gentle way, not rough at all, right? Because I'm one oak, right? We don't do stuff like that. So we gently escorted him professionally, eloquently to there's this thing called a composure room, right? So, you know, now I would have said the word restraint, because that's kind of what we did, but that word just kind of sound very brash and harsh, right? So we escorted him back to the one-on-one room. You know, now I ain't gonna lie,